Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hi. All right. Welcome. We have a new starting screen, we have a new BRB screen, and we have a new ending screen, which you guys will see later, which was all made by my good friend, Dada Pong. And she made this too. Look at her. This was like an additional thing she made for the desktop, and she said I could have it. So I have such a cute baby. Oh my god. She's so cute. I'm so excited. I think everything looks so lovely, so I'm really excited to show it off. I was gonna wait until I finish this game to start using it, but it's so cute. And plus, it's a new month. Technically, it's July. It's a great time to start using new stuff. I love it so much. I'm gonna show you guys the BRB screen because, let's be real, we're not gonna see it too often. I usually just sit through it, but it's so cute. Look at them. I'm also going to move chat at some point. Chat will look like it's on the phones. I just have to figure out how to slant it. So for now, though, it looks like it's like our chat would be on our screen. But like, he's eating cabbages. I love it so much. It's so beautiful. So yes, I'm going to tell her I started using it so she knows to come look. So if she comes and looks, thank you so much. I love everything. It's so beautiful. It's so cute. It's killing me. I might put that version of Bunny down here, but I like having Chomper on her head, so that's why I keep using that one. But yes, I'm so excited. We are back, by the way. We're going to do Liyan. I meant to put a... What's that word again? A poll up to see who we should do next, but I might just let you guys decide in chat today. But yes, I'm so excited. I love everything I have. We do have a little bit of a longer stream going today. So hopefully we can get a good portion of another route going. And since we are... Don't forget to do Alest. Yeah, I was going to say, since we are finishing Liyan's, I'll do Alest after. So we'll do Liyan's, Alest, and then we'll start a new route. I should have time to do all three. I'm not saying that the third route will be finished, but we will definitely be doing it. I'm stacking on leftover birthday cake while lyric. What's really funny is I remembered it was your birthday the day before your birthday, forgot to mention it on your birthday, and then saw a notification that I missed your birthday. So happy late birthday, Ninja! I literally told you, and I was like, Yoon, by the way, there's a birthday coming up, and then I forgot. And time keeps on slipping, right, guys? Alright, here's my actual controller. That is my phone. Okay. 4-minute mark. Hi, Jay. Hello. How are you today? I like the Huel candles. Oh, I put purple for Liyan's hair right now. And then this is supposed to look like his eyes. So this is kind of a pink color. I don't know if it kind of shows. I don't know. Everything's so washed out in my room. And then I did blue for the D-pad, so that's what I've come up with so far. Cheered! Thank you, Mama. Whoa, that's a lot of llamas. I love that. What the heck? But yeah, that's what I have right now. I might switch it when we switch onto a different route, by the way. I also wear black for Liyan. This is the best I got going for me right now. I'm also cold because I'm an old lady, so I put on a cardigan again. After finishing a big business deal at the Kalita branch without incident, I returned to Arthier, and then, that's right, our girl got kidnapped right before I left.
Yeah!
Liyan! She got kidnapped by his brother, you know, classic. On my way to Cheers, a bubbly voice from behind stopped me.
Bilio?
Ooh.
それにいいよもう
Bilio, and you too, Ian?
二人とも久しぶりだねどうしたの
It's been ages. What brings you guys here?
近々祭りがあるって聞いたからオートに遊びに来たんだそしたらちょうどいい音にあってさ
For this game, I do wish they would have made the guy's mouse move for the second part. It's the only thing this game's missing in this modern times with Tome. I heard there's a festival soon, so I came to have fun in the capital. Then I stumbled into Eon.
ああ、久々に積もる話でもしようと、チアーズへ向かっていた。
Indeed, we were just on our way to Cheers to catch up.
それはご利用ありがとうございますぜひゆっくりしてってよ
My, thank you very much for your patronage. Please enjoy. BTW, have you seen Leah? I haven't seen her all day. Last time I saw her, she was walking to a dark alley, and then this like wolf started chasing her. It was real weird. We exchanged friendly banter, and I suggested that they drop by Le Beer later too. Leah would be elated. Walking side by side, we headed to Cheers. But our joyful mood, how scary, changed dramatically the moment we arrived.
お、もしかしてまだ開店前だったか？
You're not open yet.
いや、そんなはずは。
No, we're supposed to be open. Though it was during operating hours, the pub was engulfed in silence. Not a single guest was in sight. The place was completely
開
deserted.
店直後だから？
Is it because we just opened the shop? It was obvious the staff hadn't been allowing guests in. Though there wasn't a close sign on the door, the doorbell that chimed when guests entered was switched
どう
off.
したんだろう。何かトラブルでも。
We're gonna get kidnapped. What's going on? Did something happen? Deciding to question the staff, I peered behind the counter. The noise we made must have alerted them because one ran over in a
Liyan-san!
hurry. Liyan!
ああ、どうしたの？開店の時間はとっくに過ぎてるはずだけど。
Hey, what's going on? It's way past opening
リスト
time.
さんが
List just kidnapped a girl and carried her somewhere.
は？あいつがさらわれた？
But Leah was kidnapped. Classic. According to the staff, List had came over during prep and left a message for me. I have taken Leah. If you want her back in one piece, come find me. Leaving only those words behind, List had promptly disappeared. The staff members were alarmed and had been discussing whether they should make a report to the security forces. That was when we happened to arrive.
俺の見立てが甘かった。実の兄だからって油断してた。
I was too optimistic. I let my guard down because he's my brother, even though he looks like my evil brother. Like, if you just look at List, he just looks a little bit evil.
リストは俺があの子に心を寄せてると知ってたんだから、もっと警戒すべきだった。
But I have feelings for Lee. I should have been much more cautious. My long life in human society seemed to have numbed me. The Fenrir race treasures familial bonds. Familial bonds, yeah. That was nice, idealized description. But if you looked at it another way, it meant that we were extremely narrow-minded towards anyone who didn't count as family, especially if they were of another race.
今はとにかくあの子を助けに行かないと。
My top priority right now is saving Leah. I hurriedly turned around to face the door, but then someone's hand wrapped around my arm, forcing me to stop, and they told me to wait.
一人で行くつもりか？
Did you plan on going alone? Bilio and Eon glared at me with fiery eyes.
彼女がさらわれたと聞いては、我々も黙ってはいられない。
We cannot sit and do nothing after hearing that she's in
Ah.
danger.
フェンリルの強さは知ってる。噛みつかれれば、
I
爪
know
で
the
弾
strength
か
of
れれば、
Fenrir.
きっとあいつは無事じゃ済まない。
If he bites her or so much as flicks her with his claws, she won't come out unharmed.
だから1秒でも早く助けなきゃいけないだろ。
That's why we need to save her as quickly as
俺が
possible.
空から飛んでいけば、フェンリルにも追いつけるはずだ。
I'm sure I can catch up to a Fenrir if I travel by sky.
自分も同行しよう。ビリオ、背中に乗せてもらえるか？
I shall accompany Vilio. Shall I ride on
リ
your
アン
back?
の兄だという話だが、彼女に危害を加えるつもりならば、最悪の場合も考慮して。
He is Lian's brother, but if he has intentions of harming her, we should consider the worst case scenario.
ごめん。
Wait, I'm sorry, but I called out to the pair, shook my head, and
君た
apologized.
ちが彼女を大切な仲間だと思ってるのは俺もよく知ってる。
I know very well that she's a precious teammate to you
俺
guys.
の身内のせいでこんなことになって本当に申し訳ないと思ってる。
My family is the cause of all of this. I can't apologize
だけど
enough.
この件俺に任せてほしい。
But please allow me to deal with
リ
this.
ストが待ってるのは俺だから。
I'm the one List is waiting for. You good, guys? You alright?
相手が家族だからといって、情けをかけるつもりか？
Are you gonna be lenient just because he is your brother? Well, you know, there's a room for bias.
彼女をさらった相手である以上、たとえ知り合いの家族であっても、それは賛同しかねる意見だ。
I had chapstick in my lap, apparently. I forgot. Hang on. I dropped it. but luckily it landed on the step stool. He has kidnapped her. Even if he is family or an acquaintance, I do not support leniency for what he has done. My spirit almost buckled under the pressure of the apex fae and the powerful gladiator. But I faced them head on and shook my head once
情
again.
けをかけるつもりはない。これはもっと冷静な理由だよ。
I'm not asking this out of sentiment. I have a good reason to suggest it.
兄は今、不安定な精神状態にある。弟の俺から見ても普通じゃない。
My brother in his fragile mental state right now is in a fragile mental state right now. I'm his family. I can confidently declare that he's gone berserk.
そこに二人が行って刺激したら、本当に彼女へ危害を加えかねない。
If you two provoke him, he might actually lose it and injure her more, or for real.
だから、
We don't know if she's
一人
injured
で行
yet.
くと
Let's be real. And so you wish to go
リ
alone.
ストがこんなことをする理由は大体察しがついてる。
I've got a good guess as to List
き
motivations.
っとリストは俺に考えを変えさせたいだけ。
I'm sure List only wants me to change my mind. After all, the List I knew was a kind soul who would rather deal with his wounds alone if the alternative meant harming
彼
others.
女を俺との交渉に使うつもりなら、
That was a real word, I
きっ
swear.
と下手に傷つけることはない。
If he plans on using her as leverage for negotiations with me, I'm certain that he won't hurt her brashly.
むやみに他人が介入するよりも、俺一人で向かった方が彼女の身を守れるはずだ。
It should be safe for her if I head there alone rather than have strangers intervene. I knew that the pair were trying to say I could practically feel it on my skin. They were circus teammates. They had bonds deep enough to last a lifetime. She was very precious to them. They were worried. They wanted to save her and they couldn't turn a blind eye. But I felt the same
い
way.
や、俺はきっとそれ以上に。
No, I can declare my feelings are even stronger than theirs. There was a long silence.
任せていいんだな。
We can trust you, right? Ilya was the one who spoke
Ah.
first. You can. My response was short but determined.
いいのかビル
Are you sure, Vilio? He keeps responding like Stitch. Ah.
こいつが任せろって言うなら、俺は信じる。
If he says we can trust him, I
少
will.
なくとも、リアンがあいつを本気で思ってるのは伝わったから。
At the very least, I can tell that Liyan cares about Leah from the bottom of his
あ
heart.
りがとう、ビリオ。
Thank you, Vilio.
けど覚えとけ。あいつに怪我でもさせたら、ローストウルフにするからな。
Remember this. If you allow her to get so much as a scratch, I'll turn you into a roast wolf.
あと、手出しはしねえけど、何かあったらいつでも介入できるよう、近くまではついていく。
And I won't interfere, but I'll follow you and stay nearby. That way, I'm ready to act if anything unexpected happens.
そうだな。少なくともこれは誘拐事件だ。治安維持隊も一部配備させてもらう。
Right? This is a kidnapping at the end of the day. I shall ask for some of the security forces to be dispatched as well. That's a real sentence.
いいな。
Sound good to you? I gave them a nod. Then I dashed across the city in one go, running towards the place where List waited, a single goal in mind. La, la, la.
さてと、ここまで来ればいいでしょ
Now then, this should be far enough.
う。やはり郊外は落ち着きますね。街中は人間が多くて、どうにも気がめいりますから。
Imagine being the reason that your brother was pushed to a human and then being mad at the human for existing. Oh goodness. It is more comfortable outside of the city. That place is so full of humans that I cannot help but feel dispirited. After lowering me onto the ground, List returned to his human form and shrugged. We'd traveled a while after leaving Arthier and ended up in a silent meadow. He released me and I staggered to my feet while glaring at him. Why did you take me to a place like this?
理解力が足りていませんね。つい先ほども言ったはずですよ。協力してもらいたいと。
It seems that you are rather slow in the uptake. I remember saying earlier that I wanted your help.
リアンに現実を知ってもらうための生贄、あるいは餌としてね。
You'll be my sacrifice, or perhaps bait, for teaching Liyan a lesson about reality. You cannot just do that so one-sidedly. I voiced my objection, and the instant I tried to take a step closer to him, wind blew from the ground near my feet, violently pushing me backwards. What's this? A wall of wind?
ちょっとした檻のようなものです。逃げられても面倒ですからね。
You could say it's something like a makeshift cage. It'd be rather troublesome if you ran away.
まあ、そう心配なさらずに。下手に動かなければ怪我もしません。
But don't worry, as long as you don't move around carelessly, you will not suffer any injuries. List spoke with a smile before quietly reaching out to me. He grabbed my chin and forced me to look at him, staring piercingly into his eyes. CG, CG.
リアンがここに来る前に一つ頼みがあるのですが。
I have one request for you before Liyan arrives. What?
リアンと別れてくれませんか？
Could you please break up with Liyan? List spat every word, his glare that of a feral beast.
前にも言ったはずです。人間の恋人などという存在はリアンにとって害悪でしかない。
I should have told you this before, that a human lover will only poison him.
最初は恋という麻薬でごまかせても、力、文化、そして寿命。いつか必ず壁にぶつかり傷つくだけ。
Even if you are fooled by the drug called love at first, you will crash into the walls of power, culture, and lifespan, then fall.
ならば、最初から異種族で恋などすべきでない。人は人、幻獣は幻獣でつながるべきだ。
In that case, those from different races shouldn't be together to begin with. Humans should stay with humans, likewise for
人
Fae.
間は一度恋が破れてもまた別の恋を探せるのでしょう。
You humans, even if your relationship falls apart, you can simply look for a new love, can't you? He ended up by telling me to hurry it along and throws away my feelings before anything worse happened. We're not together. Bro, it's not your decision. His tone sounded almost self-deprecating, and in response, I said, fight me. Literally. Do it. I dare you. Oh, sorry. My sandal is ready for slapping. Nice for ready. We're so good. Blue. I can just picture that one. Just assaulted by shoes. You're wrong.
何？
What? I turned the fiercest glare I could manage onto List and looked stunned. She's just like, so mad. I have to admit that a relationship between different races is a challenge, like you said. But so what? You can't just turn off your heart or feelings because someone tells you to. The man before me could kill me with a single claw. He was powerful and I was puny. But something insignificant like that wasn't going to raise these burning emotions. My feelings are mine alone, my guy. They aren't something for you to decide. That's right, look mad. Hearing my response, List growled, but it sounded more like a frustrated
いい
groan.
でしょう。ならば。
Fine then, in that case. He grimaced, face tensing, as he raised his hand. That was when... Leah! Also, they still don't have, like, colors for people. It's just blue. It's for everybody. A piercing voice came, a violent gust that's... Oh. A piercing voice became a violent gust that swept over us and flung List backwards. The source was a young man who was out of breath, chewing hard on his lip. Liyan!
ああ、来ましたかリアン。俺の予想よりだいぶ早いですね。
You came, Liyan. That was much faster than I expected.
どういうつもりだ、リスト。俺はこの間言ったはずだよ。
What the hell is this List? I just warned you about pulling something weird.
彼女を傷つけたら、いくらリストでも許さないって。
I said that if you hurt Leah, I won't forgive you, even if you were my own brother.
ですから傷はつけていませんよ。今のところは、ね。
And that is why I have not hurt her. Not yet, at least.
この後彼女が5体満足で帰れるかは、お前の聞き分け次第です。
List is short for Listerine. What? Oh gosh, that's why he does the wind. It's like that how you feel after you use Listerine, your mouth feels really cold. It's just a gust of wind. As for the whether she remains in one piece after this, well that will depend on how obedient you are. Oh, no.
何を聞き分けろって。人間を嫌いになれとでも言いたいわけ。
But then Leanne has to be short for something. What's yours demands, Dan? You want me to hate humans or
我
something?
々と人間との差異を理解しろというだけの話ですよ。
I'm only trying to make you understand the rift between humans and our kind. Liz turned his gaze to me before continuing in a subdued
リ
voice.
アンだけではなく、改めてお前も理解するといい。
You should take this opportunity to drill it into your head too, not just
普
Leanne.
段自分が何気なく接している、ヘラヘラと笑ってお気楽そうなどこかの雑貨屋の店主が、
The seemingly happy-go-lucky shopkeeper of a random general store who talks and smiles carefully with you all the time.
その実、どれだけ恐ろしく、自分とかけ離れた存在かを。
This feels like Eel's and Solitus's relationship. Honestly, yeah, it's very similar vibe. Especially since List is being so stubborn about it. Another Atomi reviewer did Genia's route after she saw the CG. She was like, oh my god, he is a man! She only saw him as an older sister type, but after she did his route, she's like, I see him differently now. I think we've already established I like feminine men, so like he was always my type. Like oh my god, you know how I feel when I see a guy with nail polish on? Like my heart. So, but yeah. But again, when she was all like, he's a man, I was like, that's the perfect time for her to say that, because he definitely did give off that kind of vibe in the route. That doesn't mean he's not dateable though. God. Ginia. I miss Ginia already. I love that man. He's so beautiful. Okay, hang on. That was the middle of a sentence. Careful with the smiles carefully with you all the time is in truth a fearsome being beyond your understanding. Yeah, but he's not gonna hurt me. He can be evil even. Like, he can be a bad guy, but he's not gonna hurt me. Upon uttering that last syllable, the towering white wolf tensed all four his limbs before lunging at me. Trapped in the cage of wind, I could only watch as his claws, large enough to rival short swords, cut the air over me. Stop right there. Not a second later, a black wolf charged in from the side, sending the white wolf flying. Alright.
今、俺が止めてなかったら、彼女は間違いなく怪我してた。
I didn't stop you just now, she would have definitely got hurt. I like that he has an earring
本
still.
気でこの子を巻き込もうとしてるのか。
List, are you seriously about dragging her into all of this?
だから何度も言っているでしょう。お前がわかるまではと。
I believe I've said this many times already. I will not stop until you listen. You. Black and white. Yin and yang. The two contrasting wolves looked like mirror images of each other. They roared in unison, air whipping past them. Invisible blades of wind strummed the space between them like a lethal instrument. One wolf weaved between the gaps and leapt first, the white wolf blissed. Oh. Leanne, you're bleeding! My guy! Hey, bro, I don't know if you noticed. From the pain you're suddenly feeling, there's blood. Should do something about that. I'm fine. I don't know, you don't sound fine. Sharp bangs sunk into Leanne's neck. Blood spattered across the glass like scarlet ink. Not caring in the least, however, Leanne shook List off and slammed the white wolf's head against the ground. Okay.
兄に逆らう弟にはしつけが必要ですね。
A little brother who rebels against his elder brother needs some discipline, it seems. With each clash of the two towering wolves, the ground shook and deafening slams filled the air. It was terrifying, but also divine and solemn somehow. I could only hold my breath. My feet were rooted to the
いい
spot.
ですかリアン。人間は俺たちとは違う。
Listen well, Liyan. Humans are different from us.
軽く撫でるだけで引き裂かれ、抱きしめれば砕け散る儚い命だ。
A gentle caress is enough to tear them apart. A warm hug is enough to smash their fragile, fleeting ways. There's no waste involved. List howl brought forth violent, swirling gusts. Wind arrows were fired in my direction. Let's not kill Liyan. Liyan used his own body as a shield, and he grimaced in agony before letting out a sharp
そん
whine.
なか弱い存在と共に居続けるなど、所詮は無理な話なんですよ。
Sharing a lifetime with such a weak being is nothing but a futile endeavor.
正体を知られても変わらなかった。
So what if she
確
didn't
かに
change?
今はそうかもしれない。
After learning your identity, that may be true for
けれ
now.
ど、いずれは置いていかれる。そのことに変わりはないんです。
She will abandon you one day, one way or another. That is an undeniable truth. Liyan! Frustrated welled up in my chest. I wanted to deny List words, but the reality was that I was going nothing but baggage. Locked in this cage, I couldn't move an inch. All I could do was stand here and watch as Liyan protected me. If we were equals, I were born as a Fenrir. Just like Liyan, perhaps this would have never happened. I cast my eyes down, biting my lips, but
君
then...
はそれでいいんだ。
You're wonderful the way you are. Oh my god. Liyan's just out here like giving me words of wisdom and hope. Liyan, who stood before me like an unyielding guardian, gave me a radiant smile that didn't even hint at a trace of pain.
人間とか、フェンリルとか、そんなのどうだっていい。
I know we said he smiled, but he is in wolf form, and I know we've seen dogs that can smile, but I don't know how that would look. Humans, Fenrir, that does not matter at
俺の
all.
特別は、君だ。
How many times is radiant mentioned? Yes. The person who translated this is all like, you know what's another word for gorgeous or wonderful? Radiant. They know. They know what they're doing. My special someone is you and you alone.
人間だから好きになったんじゃない。君だから好きになったんだ。
I didn't fall in love with you because you're a human. I fell in love with you because you're you.
人間とかフェンリルとか、そんな分類、ただのおまけだよ。
Categories like human, Fenrirs are nothing but superficial labels that also involve lifespans and history and different ideologies, but they're just labels. Liyan had once said that a Fenrir's love was passionate and overwhelming. I now realized he was completely right. If only we were making out instead of him fighting his brother. The emotions he had for me were so full and heavy that they were too much for my frail shoulders to carry. The fact brought me joy, but it was also suffocating, and the next thing I knew, my vision was blurred with
な
tears.
ぜわからないのです。
Why won't you listen to me, you stupid
お前
idiot?
が彼女に恋をしたとして、その先に幸せはありません。
You need to realize that there is no happy future if you fall in love with her. The two wolves clashed once more in a flash of black and white. Liz clearly had the upper hand. Despite the fact Liz seemed extremely anguished at the same time, I shouldn't be surprised. Liz wasn't attacking his younger brother out of hatred. From a bystander's point of view, he was forcing his skewed opinions on Liyan. But at the core of his actions was an earnest wish. Liz didn't want his brother to suffer like he had. Liyan was aware of this, which was why he couldn't bear to push Liz away with his full strength.
人間とフェンリルの恋の重さは決して同じではありません。
Listen, just because one person hurt you because you're a little liar Lionsson and don't want to tell the truth and then they were scared of you doesn't mean that your brother is making the same mistake as you, and in fact let him make his own mistakes. People are allowed to make their own mistakes, my guy. I guess he's not people though. I don't know the rules for Fenrir. Make no mistake, the measures of a human's love is nothing like a Fenrir.
人間にとって恋愛など所詮は一過性の病に過ぎないのでしょう。
Love is a fickle, fleeting illness to humans at best.
どれだけ好きになろうとその時限り時が経てばまた新たな恋を求める。
No matter how hard they fall, it will all be gone when they stand back up. With the passage of time, they will seek out a new love.
一度恋をしてしまったら何十年何百年と縛られ続ける我々とはその重さ自体が違うのです。
How could their devotion ever compare? The moment we give our hearts to another, we are bound to them for decades, centuries. List charged forward, ramming into Liyan and sending him flying high into the air. Liyan twisted his body in mid-air before he landed on his feet. His eyes narrowed, not with anger, but heartbreak.
リストの言いたいことはわかるよ。違う生き物なんだから思いは必ず同じじゃない。
I know what you mean, Liz. We're different from the moment of our birth, and that might apply to the nature of our feelings too.
だけど
But
だけどそんなの人間とフェンリルだからじゃない。
this isn't because she's a human and I'm a Fenrir.
自分がそうだったからって全ての人間全てのフェンリルが同じだと思うのは間違いだ。
Your experience is your own. It's wrong to assume that it'll apply to all humans and all Fenrirs.
そうですか。どうあっても理解してもらえないと。
I see. It seems that all attempts to persuade you are futile. List howled up at the heavens. The tone wasn't one of aggression. Instead, it sounded like one of sorrow. He seemed to be manipulating the wind with his howl because the surrounding scenery grew distorted for a moment.
ならばやはり荒領事しかありません。
Just go, Liz. Let Liyan live his life. Honestly, I feel like we should get to the end of this point already. It feels like it's just cycling right now. In that case, I need to beat it into you, just like I thought with that. Countless blades of wind. Coal-seeded and cascaded over me like rain. Ah! Oh my god, it reminds me of Solitus beating ill to make him forget human emotions. Okay. No. That's even darker than this. At least it's because List knows what heartbreak feels like from falling in love with a human. That was just malicious. That was malicious and heartless and gut-wrenching, and I hated it. Liyan. Just like last time, Liyan charged forward and threw himself between the incoming attack and me. He was a lone wolf before a storm. Even if he wanted to, he couldn't block them all. Once the blade that slipped past his frame grazed my arm. Ah! Blood dripped down in a crimson trail. The wound itself was a mere cut, barely worth any attention. But when Liyan saw it, his eyes widened. He stared at the scarlet stream in like a daze. Because he's a werewolf? Tell me he's a werewolf. Tell me he likes the taste of blood. Tell me he wants to eat me. That sounded weird. Leah, you're hurt. I'm fine. It's just a small scratch. More importantly, man, he almost looked like he'd fallen into some kind of trance. The dark flame burned in the black wolf's eyes. His panting was erratic and shallow. Okay. It's like me with a shopping list, huh? List. Liyan's thunderous roar rent the air itself, which shuddered under his force.
実の兄でも彼女を傷つけるのは許さない。
I told you. I told you that I wouldn't forgive you if you harmed her, even if you are my brother. His bloodlust was so intense that it almost felt like a real dagger, poised to strike as he sprinted, crushing the earth with every step.
お前は俺の敵だ。
Omaewa. Ooh, you are my enemy. He kicked the ground hard, leaping high into the air and swooping down on Liz. His huge claws swung down. For some reason, List's lips was pulled into a cord. The next moment, the towering wolf transformed back into a human. What? Huh? The battle was suddenly between a giant wolf and a puny human. As a human without claws, fangs, or even protective fur, List stood there helplessly as sharp claws came for him naturally. List, you really don't care about your brother at all? Nope. Well, he does, but like in the bad way. Blood spattered violently into the air like grotesque confetti. Aw. Dotting the meadow with crimson speckles.
なんで
Why did you?
無論見てもらうためですよ。
Is that not obvious? It was a demonstration.
言葉で言ってもわからないほど愚かなようですからね。
After all, I learned you are so foolish that no words can get through your thick skull. Anger rapidly vanished from Lian's eyes as he was faced with the scarlet scenery. Scarlet scenery. Ah, bloody. Though his body was splattered all over with blood, List stood as if nothing had happened and smiled. List, you're bleeding. My guy. My dude. She's just out here shouting, hey, did you not notice that there's blood pouring out of you? I just thought you should know. Like every time. What the hell
あ
is
あ、
this?
ご心配なく。この程度放っておけばそのうち治りますよ。
Oh, that. Don't worry. Mere wounds like these will eventually heal on their own.
リアンも爪が届く瞬間に勢いを殺したようですし。
After all, it seems that Liyan held back at the last moment when his claws reached me.
それで人
It's
間
so human.
我々フェンリルの力を目の当たりにした感想はいかがですか？
May I ask your opinion after seeing the power of us Fenrir with your own eyes? List's expression didn't waver as he gazed at me this time.
考えてみるといい。もしここに立っていたのが俺ではなくお前だったとし
Imagine,
た
what if
ら。
you had been the person standing here and not me? It wouldn't happen like that because me and him wouldn't fight like this. What the heck kind of example is this? This is not gonna happen. Means nothing.
お前の命などひとたまりもないでしょう。
Your life would have been snuffed out instantly. Great.
フェンリルと人間はどうしたって対等ではないのです。
Yes. This is so damn. This is stupid because his example is, what if this had been you? I would never fight with Liyan like this. Me and Liyan wouldn't get into a brawl match. You know what I mean? We're not going to climb into a cage together where I'm like, all right, let's go, you and me. And then he's going to attack me. It's not happening. Fenrins and humans aren't created equal regardless of how hard you
こ
try.
れがそうだったように。
As if it had been for me.
ごめんなさい。リスト。
I'm sorry, Liz.
あなたのことを愛してた。一生添い遂げたいとも思ってた。
I loved you. I wanted to be with you for the rest of my
で
life.
も、どうしても頭から離れないの。
But no matter how hard I
あの時
try,
見た、あなたの恐ろしい
I
姿が、
can't forget how terrifying you were that day.
このまま夫婦になっても、私は、ずっとあなたに怯え続けてしまう。
And you know what? That's her vice. And she can have it. But like, he wasn't attacking her. He was attacking a monster to save her. So I'm torn. Even if we go on to become husband and wife, I know that some part of me will be scared of you forever.
口答えしたら、機嫌を損ねたら、もしあなたが力に訴えてきたら、
What if I talk back to you? What if I upset you
そんな不安が
somehow?
ずっとついてくる。
What if you use your powers to make a point? These thoughts haunt me. It sounds like maybe this woman was used to being oppressed and she's like, no, I don't want to get into a relationship where I continue to feel that way. Only this time it's even worse because like the playing field he's on is like 10 higher. This girl sounds like she's been abused her whole life. This does not sound like our character.
だから
Please. I didn't know what was on his mind as he let out that subdued whisper. The information was privy to List alone, but because of that, hey List, you were worried about me too, huh? I chose to voice my own opinion, because why not?
はあ
Excuse me. I don't know what happened between you and your ex, but I'm sure that you're still knee-deep in love with her even now. That's the reason you're filled with so much pain and regret. You keep saying humans this, humans that, but in your heart you care because the person you like is a human too. Now in the next game, there's going to be an offset where we can date List. Watch this. Watch it happen. Alright, List fell silently and he returned to his human form approach.
ありがとうリスト本気で心配してくれて
Thanks, List. I'm touched by your deep concern for me.
だけどリストの痛みはリストのもので俺が彼女を好きだって思う気持ちは
Your
俺だけの
pain
もの
is
だ
yours alone, just as my feelings for her are mine alone.
リスト自身が言ってたことだよ俺たちは一度恋してしまったらもう離れられないって
You said it yourself, we Fenrir's can't let go once we've given our heart to someone. For a while, there was only stillness. When List finally found his voice, it was a hint. It was a hint fatigue.
呆れましたよ我が弟ながらここまで頑固とは
I can't believe this. My brother is as stubborn as a mule.
いや
Nah, he's just as loyal
俺
as a
の
puppy.
弟だからか
No, perhaps we're alike in that way. List let out a long sigh and snapped his fingers. He's like, snap. And the wind cage died. The invisible pressure that had caged me disappeared. When I staggered forward, Liyan hurriedly caught me in his arms. List.
なんです
Yeah, whatever. Like Liyan said, you are the only one who knows the extent of your own pain and suffering. That said, one thing is clear, you did all this because you care about Liyan. You didn't want your precious family to experience the same anguish as you. And so you tried to get your point across to him, even if meant earning his hatred. A matter of whether your actions are right or wrong aside, I can tell that this is your way of showing compassion.
買いかぶりの天才ですか誘拐した相手に優しいなど
Do you give everyone this much benefit of the doubt? Calling your kidnapper compassionate is... It's okay. Both Liyan and I know that you're a kind person at heart. After all, you had plenty of chances to harm me physically, but you didn't until the very last moment. You had plenty of other ways to demonstrate your point, but you chose a method where you would bear the brunt of the injuries.
本当にあなたは愚かだ
You are truly a hopeless fool. Thank you so much. Like, oh my god. I know. It's a problem, actually. It's me. I'm the problem. With that, List transformed into his beast form, just as I reached out my hand to pat his head. List! He leapt backwards before darting away like the wind.
いいよ
It's okay. Another hand caught my outstretched one. Liyan held my hand and slowly shook his
今
head.
は一人にさせてあげてもう大丈夫だと思うから
Give him some space for now. I think he's pulling himself out of his darkest hour. Are you sure?
うん君のおかげでちゃんとこっちの思いは伝わったと思う
Yeah, thanks to you, I'm confident our feelings got
あ
across
と
to
は
him.
リスト自身の問題すぐには難しいかもしれないけどね
The rest is up to him. It might take a while for him to come to terms with things, though. He gave me a smile the next moment.
さすがにちょっと疲れちゃったかな
Of Where's List's second chance mate? He needs one. Yeah! See, this is why MC needed like a girl best friend. Girl best friend. They're the greatest character. That's probably why I like Paradigm Paradox so much. They really rarely give the girls a friend to talk to that isn't like completely conceited and like just want to talk about boys and like, oh my god, boys. She needed one because now's the time for her girl best friend, like Clarice. Time for a girl best friend to get a girl boyfriend. Whew, I'm a bit tired after all that. He fell onto his knees. I hurriedly supported him and helped him sit up. Jinia was MC girl best friend until no. Jinia didn't count. Jinia was not girl best friend. Jinia was a step to the side. They weren't like sharing stories with each other. Someone needs a double date. Yeah. You're hurt all over. You need to get back right now and find a doctor.
大丈夫。見た目ほどひどくないよ。少し休めば元通りだから。
Nah, I'll be alright. It's not as bad as it looks. Once I get some rest, I'll be up and running again. Really?
本当に。それより今はもう少し君とここにいたい。
Really? Plus, what I want to do now is to stay here a little while longer with you.
たまには自然の中のデートもいいと思わない？ね。
A day out in nature is pretty nice once in a while, don't you think? Please? Though his phrasing was lighthearted, I could hear earnestness in his every word. And so, after attending to his wounds quickly, the two of us sat down in the shade. Your injuries are already healing. What an astounding resilience. On top of that, is List really okay? His wounds were much more serious than yours.
やっぱり君は優しいね。普通、自分を誘拐した相手の心配する？
You're seriously one of the kindest individuals I know, and people usually don't worry about their kidnappers, you know.
リストなら大丈夫。問題は体より心の方だけど。
List's alright, I promise. His physical wounds aren't a problem. It's his mental state that's more concerning.
あの感じなら、多分、最悪の事態にはならないと思う。
But based on what I saw earlier, the worst case scenario probably won't come to pass. I see. I'm glad to hear that.
君の方こそ大丈夫？怪我は？
What about you? How are your injuries? Don't worry, I pretty much came out without any thanks to your protection. I showed him my arm with a small cut and told him that it wasn't any different from being grazed when tidying up shattered glassware. Imagine. Hearing that relief softened his features. That aside, I know there's some distance between us and the city, but would our little display have caused a commotion?
ああ、それなら大丈夫。ビデオとイオンが対処してくれてると思うから。
No worries. On that front, Vilio and Eon should be on the job. Aye. See? Liyan?
何？
Yeah. It's just me, or are you slowly creeping closer?
大丈夫、大丈夫。人払いしてもらってるし、誰かに見られる心配はないよ。
Ah, that's perfectly fine. I asked others to give us some privacy. No one's watching. I don't think that's the problem. Liyan let out a shallow sigh before resting his head on my shoulder.
ごめん。ちょっとだけこのままいさせて。
Sorry, please let me stay like this for a bit. Okay, you can stay like this forever. His expression is so pained. I was sure that it wasn't from his physical affliction, but the bleeding gashes on his heart. Liyan had fought against his only surviving family with all his might. He had even declared to his own brother, who should have been more precious to him than anyone else, that he was the enemy. How could Liyan not feel anguish after that? Seeing him cast his gaze down, I gently stroked his head. Look at her. His eyes were warm and soft. He seemed content. We stayed like this for a while. Then I spoke on a whim. You know, before Alest abducted me, I was actually looking for you, Liyan. There was something I wanted to ask.
何何？趣味とか好物とか？君にだったら何でも。
Oh, what is it? My hobbies? Things I like? If you're the one asking, I'll tell you every... Why did you say you didn't need an answer back then? I cut through his joking words and facade, turning to look right into his eyes. If I were in your shoes, I would want my crush to return my feelings and find a special place in their heart for me too. Whether you're a human or a Fenrir, it's only normal to wish that, right? Is that not the case for you? I peered into his eyes and waited in silence. I didn't push him or insist. When he finally spoke again, his voice sounded as if his heart was being torn into two.
俺も同じだよ。
I feel that way too. He got closer to the mic. He's all like, listen. And I'm like, I am. I have been.
だけどそれ以上に怖かったんだ。
But a bigger part of me was scared. Scared?
フェンリルは一度伴侶を決めたら死ぬまでその相手を思い続ける。
Once a Fenrir decides to give their heart to someone, our hearts belong to them until we breathe our last.
フェンリルにとってつがいは文字通り自分にとっての半身なんだ。相手が死ねば後を追っちゃうほどに。
To us Fenrirs, a mate is our literal other half. We are so attached to them that we will follow them everywhere, even in death. Puppers, wolf, where's Prim? It's... Oh, you're right. And actually, this is normally a day when Prim would be here. Prim messaged me last night with like an update on the bingo, so maybe Prim knew she wasn't going to be here right away. You said that your dad passed away after your mom.
そう。でも人間は他の種族は必ずしもそうじゃない。
There's not always the case for humans. No, for other races in general.
でしょでしょ
There's Prim! Look at that. You called her. After a short pause, Liyan gazed at me with serene eyes.
それでも
I'm
君が好
summoned
きだった
her.
んだ。会って話すたび、君の笑顔を見るたび好きになった。
Despite that fact, I still fell in love with you every time I spoke to you, every time I saw your smile, my love only grew.
これから何百年か続く人生の中で、こんなに好きになれる人はきっと二度と出会えない。
I'm sure that even in the next few hundred years of my life, I won't ever encounter another person I love as much.
そう、言い切れるくらいに。
I can say this without a single doubt. You are irreplaceable. That was completely different from his past declarations of love. What the heck do you mean you miss my barks? I'm not a dog. What? I'm not sure. Maybe your remarks. Like, I'm not interested in Liyan. I'm not sure. Oh, Liyan isn't Prim's favorite character. That's why she's not barking. That was completely different from his past declarations of love. This blue sky was cloudless. It offered no hiding places, and the emotions that spilled out beneath it made my heart pound furiously. I wanted to give him an answer right away. I couldn't wait. My lips parted and I heard myself sigh. I wanted to spill it to him, but at the same time, I wanted to listen. I wanted to know all his feelings. And so I weathered out my impatience, waiting motionlessly for him to continue.
俺はね、この思いを壊したくない。
You know, I don't want to shatter these feelings of mine.
君に恋焦がれて熱を抱いた今の自分のままでいたい。
I want to stay this way. I want to be the Liyan who's madly in love with you, the Liyan with a scolding fire in his
変わっ
heart.
ちゃうことが怖いんだ。
I'm scared of that change. I only go feral for one person. Zafora? Actually, I don't know who's... Not Ian. Don't recall it being Passelia, but it could be Passelia Ovilio. I'm scared of that change. And that's why you said you didn't need an answer.
うん。呆れちゃうでしょ。俺は君に拒絶されるのが怖いんだ。
The truth is that I'm terrified of your rejection. Pathetic, aren't I?
でも明確な拒絶さえなければ 俺はこのまま笑ってられる。
But if you don't turn me down directly, I can keep smiling as if nothing ever happened.
君が俺をどう思っていても、
Sure, it can
俺
be
はずっと
Filio.
君を好きでいられる。
No matter what you think of me, I can keep loving you forever and ever and ever.
君に大切な相手ができたとしても、君が君でいてくれるだけで、君が笑ってくれているだけで。
Oh, so then it's Safoda in this game, right? Because Safoda and Ruki are basically the same person, personality and voice actor, I might add. Even if you find your precious someone, just knowing you exist in this world, just seeing you smile. It's a reminder you had me send you like 3 different CGs of a certain guy with the last name Flag.
俺は幸せになれるから。
It's more than enough to make me happy.
なんかごめんね。変なこと言っちゃって。
Sorry about that. I sound like a total weirdo, don't I?
今の全部忘れてくれて大丈夫だから。
Feel free to forget everything you just heard.
こんなことを聞かされたら困っちゃうでしょ。
Anyone would be stumped if they heard something like that.
君は今まで通りでいいからさ。
Peter and Chi are dead to me. They are all the same person. It's okay. You can just act the same as
今ま
always.
で通りに俺と接してくれれば、それだけで俺は十分だから。
Talk to me. Treat me just like you did before. That's enough for me. Hearing that, I said, "You're heartless. You're heartless, you son of a bitch." Oh god. It actually suits. He's a dog. Oh god. Okay. How is our thing? Oh, we got one more. Okay. You're heartless. I mean, think about it. You confessed your feelings and got it off your chest. What about me then? You ignored how I would feel after hearing it all and told me to forget about it. That's so dirty. That's so heartless. I wasn't joking. I felt genuinely fury simmering inside me as I spoke, though it was a conflict of sort of anger. But now it was clear. As I gazed at the speechless man, I quietly reached out a hand. Liyan, you're a scaredy wolf, huh? You're a scaredy wolf. The moment my fingertips touched his cheek, Liyan twitched and jolted. He's initiated physical contact with me countless times, but when I reached out, he was frightened. He's timid, and when it came to love, he's a scaredy wolf. He hides behind jokes, and he tucks away his true heart. You missed a battle. They went battle royale style for about 5 minutes, and then his brother limped off into the woods and said, "Fine, be with a human." Perhaps that was because he was a Fenrir to whom the word love held heavy implications. Oh, there was a CG. It wasn't a great CG. It was the wolves. They were in wolf form. It wasn't like, oh, sexy. It was wolves, and we're tired of looking at monsters. Perhaps it was because he witnessed his own brother fall from the love of a lifetime to the pit of emotional despair. I'm gonna reload this. It was still pretty. Okay, fine. I will show the CG. Hang, this is the CG you missed. This is them fighting. And then the one went bark, bark, bite, and then there was blood. Oh my god, there was blood. Whoa, that's how fighting happens. Are you really alright with that? As long as your love remains for me, it's enough. What I think doesn't matter. If you say that you're satisfied with just this, are your emotions really romantic love? You claim that you don't need me to return your feelings. Isn't that closer to admiration or respect?
そんなことは。
That's not true. Well, I mean, it is. If I occasionally pay attention to you or if I wave at you, you're content, right? Liyan, are you really happy with that? Because I wouldn't be. By now it was clear. As I gazed at the speechless man, I quietly reached out a hand. Okay. Perhaps it was because he had witnessed his own brother's fall from the love of a lifetime to a pit of emotional despair. Either way, even at this very moment, Lian still desperately averted his gaze from his true emotions. That means there's only one thing I can do. Lian, listen carefully, Lian. I'm gonna kiss you now. I faced the man who continued to look away from me and spoke deliberately slow.
どうしたの？そんな怖い顔しちゃって。
Imagine this man after all of his attempts to flirt with you and being like, "Hey, you want to go on a date? Hey, we should go on a date sometime." And you're like, "Listen to me," and he's all like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, sure, speak. Tell me what's on your mind. Say anything." Is something wrong? Don't look so stern.
それじゃあ可愛い顔が台無しだよ。なんて。
It'll ruin your adorable face. Just kidding. I didn't give the man who still tried to dodge the topic the opportunity to slip away. I love you. That was fast. I whispered the incriminating sentence and didn't leave any room for misinterpretation. The gaze that had swum restlessly in all directions landed on me and froze. What? Did you not catch that? He's blushing. Lian kept letting out incoherent noises, so I addressed him again. I'm pretty sure I said it clearly so that you wouldn't misinterpret it in some random way.
いや、聞こえたんだけど、多分空耳だったというか。
I heard you. I really did, but I think that was probably a trick of the wind.
ありえない言葉が聞こえて、フェンリルイヤー調子悪いのかな？
Simp. I heard the most absurd words ever. Hey, are my Farron ears having some issues today? It wasn't a trick of the wind. I said that you're special to me in the same way, Lian. I remember you saying that just looking at me makes you happy. If watching me from the sideline makes you happy, but don't you think you'll be even happier if you become my lover? Oh, she's just straight up. How about it?
いや、そりゃ君と恋人になれたら幸せに決まってるけど、でもさ。
I mean, of course, I'd be over the moon if we ended up together, but you know, it's not what you want.
嫌なわけないよ。
Of course, it's what I want. Jeez, this man was such a, I don't know how to put it, but he was truly hopeless.
でも君が俺を好きになるなんてやっぱりありえないっていうか。
Even thinking about it, there's no way you'd ever fall for me.
なんていうか、夢？白チューブ？幻でも見てるのかな俺。
I'm struggling for the right words. Is this a dream? A daydream. Am I hallucinating? Seriously? Oh, he's so cute. They actually remembered to put blood on him. I always figured I was the oblivious one. You are. Girl, no. There's a difference between oblivious and denial. He was in denial. You're oblivious. Those are two different things. But to be blunt, I didn't even hold a candle to this man. He's such a troublesome guy. And so, listen, Lian. The moment I pressed my lips gently against his, Lian's body tensed up. These are my feelings. This is what my heart is telling me. I was spoiled about the CG a couple hours ago. This will be my wallpaper. This is like when I was looking for a photo of Vilio and I got spoiled with the injury. I'm like, oh, he's got an injury. Not in this, but the previous game. Just like two homies being homies. I mean, his eyes are open. That's how you know. Listen not to my words, but to my lips. At first, he only trembled against me, but before long, his lips pressed against mine, and he leans into my kiss. Is this the CG? I feel like this is an awkward pose. Eventually, I gently pushed away and gave him a small grin. Still can't believe this is reality even after that. I was sure that I'd faint from embarrassment when I looked back at this memory later on. But right now in this moment, this is a piece of advice from a girl who is obsessed with an ordinary life, unable to move forward for a long time. Even if it's scary, all it takes is one step forward. The world will suddenly seem so much more radiant. Wink, wink! That was a lesson I had learned myself. I knew for a fact that my days with circus made me shine more brilliantly.
君は本当に
Leah, you really... Come on. Why are you blushing like that? You're the one who says love you all the time.
だってこんなその嬉しすぎてあとほら
I mean, this is... I'm too happy. Plus, you know...
俺ファーストキスだし
Oh, it's my first kiss and all. Oh! Hee ha ha ha.
笑わないでよもうちょっと余裕のある男の方がかっこいいのはわかるけど
Don't laugh. I know that's a cooler, more composed man would be more charming, but still. No, you've the wrong idea. I was just happy that we're the same. Well then, I've expressed my feelings. It's before noon. I'm gonna go. Actually, it should be afternoon. She got kidnapped. It's afternoon. I'm gonna go. I want lunch or dinner. Unlike a certain someone, I'm the sort of person who wants a response. Can you give me your answer now? Are you against becoming my special someone? Liyan sucked in a deep breath. It's not gay they have socks on. It's not gay because they're opposite genders, to be clear. I'm not against it. Okay, but like, how are you feelings about it being for it?
嫌なわけがない
I could never say no to you. That's more like it.
すっごく嬉しい
I'm super happy. Aww. Glad to hear that.
ああどうしよう嬉しいすっごく嬉しい
Someone help me. I'm happy. I am so, so happy.
ね
Hey, Leah.
え言葉じゃ全然伝えられないからもう一回キスしていい
Hear me out, tomboy Liyan. Okay, okay, I'm down. I mean, he is Twilight Sparkle after all, so it's definitely seeable. Words won't cut it and all, so can I kiss you one more time?
目の前に君がいる今が幻でも俺の見てる都合のいい夢でもないんだって
I want confirmation that what's happening right before my eyes isn't a hallucination or a sweet dream I'm having.
確かめさせて
Please. There, that's what I was expecting. That seemed like it was like in... How dare they? Look how cute! I just want a lesbian route. Well, tomorrow we're gonna play a game that has a girl option, so... I don't know how far we can get into it. This is beautiful. This is gonna be your phone wallpaper. Nice, nice. Before I could say, of course, Liyan leaned forward this time. It wasn't a gentle press on my lips like the kiss I initiated earlier. It was heated, sweet kiss. It was a heated, sweet kiss as if he was making sure I was here with him. You need this CG now. Hang on, I'll send it to you. I've just got to get the snipping tool open. Me too. Okay. Let's see. For a friend? I mean, if that friend's Asia, I'm already sending it to Asia. So it'll be fine. There we go. It's fine. We all gotta enjoy it while we're waiting. I was a heated kiss, and as if he was making sure I was here with him.
ああもう幸せすぎてやばい幸せに殺される俺ここで死んじゃってもいい
I'm so happy that I'm gonna explode. I'm gonna be murdered by happiness. I can die with no regrets right here, right now. Out of the question, live on. Thank you. After all, I have plans on falling harder for you in the future, Liyan?
もう、なんで君はそう。
Seriously? Why are you so cool? List had tried to teach me the terrifying side of Fenrir. At his core, however, Liyan was the most timid and devoted soul possible, wagging his imaginary tail. How could I ever be scared of such a man?
好き。大好き。
I love you so much. His voice echoed, filling the entire expanse of the vivid azure sky, and I replied with yet another kiss. Then we get the end credits. Can I skip the end credits? Can I skip the end credits? I can! Oh, the world is kind to me. It's been a long, winding, and bumpy road. Liyan and I had confessed our feelings for each other, and we could now officially declare that we were dating. Though we'd returned with almost no injuries, it seems that we'd worried a lot of people. The moment we got back to Arthier, Filio and Eon gave us an earful, but after that...
まあでも2人とも幸せそうな顔してるから許せ。
That said, you two look happy. I'll let you off the hook.
そうだな。今度落ち着いたら祝杯をあげさせてくれ。
Yes, indeed. When things calm down, please allow me to congratulate you with a toast. They'd likely figured out many things and thought a part of me had wanted to bury my face. And though a part of me had wanted to bury my face in my hands, they had been elated when they readily congratulated us. I get Alan's wedding CG as my laptop wallpaper, Liyan as my phone wallpaper, two hot guys with purple hair, plus, with my purple phone case, two hot guys with fear of commitment, honestly. Are like, I'm okay with you being with anybody else because I don't belong with you. They have the same vibe in that terms. I guess Roddy was the exception. He always seemed ready to pick a fight when he sees Liyan. The incident with List had also settled down somehow. Our days only got busier as we prepared for the big day of the ceremony. Are they getting married? I know they're like forever partners, but like that's fast. Or wait, is this the ceremony for the prince? They do. See? Yeah, they're the same person. You're like, hold two photos up. These are the same. This is the same picture. It took a whole 3 days after the incident before we finally found time for just the two of us. I'll see him today no matter what. After I'd finished work, I visited Cheers after operating hours and giggled like a schoolgirl. Um,
一つ聞いていい？リスト。
can I ask you something, Liz?
なんでしょ
What might that be?
う？なんでここにいるの？
Why are you here?
不思議なことを言いますね。しばらく離れていたとはいえ、チアーズは俺の家ですよ。
My, what an odd question. Though I've been away for a while, Cheers is my home, remember?
いや、そうじゃなくて、なんでここでお茶飲んでるわけ？
That's not the point. I'm asking you why you're happily drinking tea here.
茶葉が傷み始めていたので、お客に出すわけにもいきませんし、もったいないので自分で飲もうかと。
This batch of tea leaves was starting to get old. We can't serve them to guests, but I don't want to waste them, so here I am.
だからそうじゃなくて、
I repeat, that's not the point.
しばらく旅に出る。みたいな雰囲気漂わせてたくせに、なんで3日と経たずここにいるの？
You gave off a stoic aura implying I'll go on a self-discovery journey for a while, but you're back in less than 3 days.
実際、旅には出ていましたよ。
I have gone on a journey for your information.
ほら、お土産のクルトラせんべいです。あの町を訪れたのは数年ぶりですが、とても活気にあふれていましたね。
Here, I even brought back Kultur rice crackers as souvenirs. It's been a few years since my last visit. It was very lively.
なんでも、 新しく迷宮森となったザポーラとやらがなかなかのやり手だとか。
I'm gonna label Zephora's first story Zapolar. Apparently the newly assigned sentinel, Zapolar it is, or something along those lines. He is quite the accomplished man. The name of the new sentinel in Kultura, according to List, it seems strangely familiar. I think I've heard that name somewhere before.
あ、どうも。じゃなくて
Ah, thanks for thinking. That's not the point!
うるさいですよ、リアン。
Keep it down, Liyan. Perhaps because he was in the presence of his trusted brother, Liyan did act more childish than usual. Liz shrugged as he replied brazenly.
やれやれ。うまくいかないとダダをこねる癖は変わりませんね。
Oh dear, your habit of throwing tantrums when you don't have your way hasn't changed.
ですが、寛大な俺は許してやりましょう。
But I
なん
still
と言
let
っ
it
ても
slide with the
実の兄で
magnanimous
すからね。
attitude. I am your brother whether I like it or not.
ねえ、今の俺が悪いの？
Hey, Leah, I'm definitely not at fault just now, right? Liyan clung to me. I placated him. What is this word? I placated him, stroking his hair and saying, now. A thought occurred to me. Perhaps this was what their relationship was always like, even before their parents had passed. Seeing the pair fooling around with each other like close family, the corners of my eyes softened. I'm glad we get to see you again. After you disappeared on that day list, Lian's been worried about you.
それはそうだけどさ。なんか納得いかない。
Placated? Let's see. No, I don't know. Placated? Ah. Placated? I guess, but I'm not a happy camper right now. You have every right to be mad too. He's intruding on your precious private time with your dearest beloved. No, not really. Leah.
話のわかる方ですね。というか、先日は失礼しました。
Ah, you're quite the reasonable one, I see. On that note, please allow me to apologize for my actions a few days ago.
さすがに怪我をさせたのは、俺もやりすぎたと反省しています。傷はもう大丈夫ですか？
Yawning way too early. Injuring was going too far, and I am remorseful for my actions. Have your wounds recovered? I'm different, List. Get out. He took 72 hours, okay? He took 72 hours. He thought about what he had done. He went all the way to the Sentinel City. And then he came back with crackers. Oh yeah, completely.
それならよかった。ですが、一応見せてください。
You can go to my place list. Aww. This is good news. Please allow me to take a look just in case.
ああ、これなら後は残らずに済みそう。
By the looks of this, it won't leave any scar. Oh, he's like, slap, don't touch her. Lian smacked List's hands away before enveloped me in a tight embrace. I can't type because of Lian. Yeah, he's looking at you. I get it. He bared his canines and began growling at List.
この子に触らないで、俺のだから。
Don't touch her, she's mine.
というか、リストはまだあの人のこと好きなんでしょ？
Plus, you still like that girl, right?
まあ、否定はしませんが。ただ、彼女はもう俺のことなど。
Oh, is he gonna get that happy ending? Hang on. I suppose I won't deny that, but by now she's forgotten about someone like me.
好きなら会いに行きなよ。ほら、ここがあの人のいる場所。
If you like her, go see her. Here, this is her address. Lian flung something at his brother's face, and it looked like an age-worn envelope. List's eyes widened with surprise, and he was struck silent.
なぜ彼女の居場所をお前が知ってるんです？
How do you know her whereabouts?
リストがいなくなってしばらく後、本人がチアーズに来たんだよ。
She came to Cheers in person a little while after you went missing, and he didn't tell her. Oh, sorry, he didn't tell him. Until now? Until now. Bro, your brother's been in town for a week. You had a conversation with him. What is this? She came to Cheers in person a little while after you went missing.
もしもリストが帰ってきたらここにいるって伝えてくれって。
Man, go fix your relationship so I can spend time with my girl. He should have gave him that letter when he first arrived. She said if List comes back, tell him that I'm here. Hesitation overtook List's face. His expression was a conflicted one, apprehension with a single shred of hope hidden within. And he didn't do this sooner. Like, literally. He grasped the letter with shaky hands, and I spoke up gently. I think you should head over.
しかし今さら。
But after everything that's happened. Like you said before, humans are puny, powerless creatures, I agree. Because of that, we're often intimidated by sudden events, and it's not rare for us to say thoughtless things in the heat of a moment. But it's our powerless nature that allows us to reflect on our actions, apologize, and change for the better. That's our forte. She left behind her address. Surely she has something she wants to say to you. Or perhaps to apologize about this. I think she's still waiting for you after all this time, even knowing that you may never come back. As I encouraged him, List looked up at the ceiling as if he was trying to swallow down his
ありが
emotions.
とうございます。少しだけ考えてみたいと思います。
Thank you. I will consider it just a little. And with those words, a small smile softened his features.
今、改めて感じました。あなたはとても素敵な方ですね。
This is not the first time I've thought this, but you are a wonderful person.
うちの具体にはもったいないほどに。
In fact, it's almost a waste that you ended up with my foolish little brother.
リストそれどういう意味？
What do you mean by that? With a small smile, List left. Liyan shooed his brother away and let out a heavy sigh.
まったく。
After you kidnapped us? Yeah, okay, bro. He kidnapped us so sweetly. He's like, come with me if you want to live. I mean, that's considerate. We had a choice. We had a choice. I chuckled and grinned at Liyan before gazing at the entrance. Do you think he'll go see her?
多分ね。今はまだ心の整理がついてないかもしれないけど。
Probably. Right now, I think he's still struggling to reconcile with his past. What do you mean?
でも近いうちに必ず行くと思う。向こうもそれを望んでるだろうから。
I think he'll definitely head over sooner rather than later. His former partner is likely hoping for a reunion too. How do you know? You mean we had the illusion of choice? No, we had a choice. Come with me if you want to live. Go and live, stay and die. It was fine. It's clear. According to Liyan, the illusion of choice is if you see a hallway and it says, here's two paths, and then they actually meet together. That's the illusion of choice. That's the illusion. It's different. Unless a former girlfriend had dropped off her letter, she told him something. On the day she and List had came across the fiend, a fear she had never experienced before had seized her heart. After she had calmed down and thought back, she had been perplexed. Why had she felt such irrational fear? Were her words to List due to the influence of the fiend nearby? Fiends were monsters one would never come across in their day-to-day life. I'd heard that they had negative effects on human psyche just by being in the vicinity. There was a chance that she had blurted out those words due to the fiend's influence.
可能性は高いかも。
No, come with me if you want to live implies if you stay, you die, but if you go, you live. That's it. I think it's very likely.
もちろんそれだけが原因じゃない。だけど理由の一つだったと思うよ。
It's not the only reason, of course, but I think it was one of the factors.
その不安を乗り越え
You
られな
guys
か
have
ったの
told
は、
me in
やっ
previous
ぱり自分
stories
の責任だからって。
the fiend
彼女は自分を
heightens
責めて
your
たけどね。
emotions. It does not change them. That's why in Vilio's route, girl was all like, I want you to touch me, instead of I hate everything. It was more like I like only Vilio, and Vilio's the only thing that matters. But she placed the blame on herself, saying it was her. She was responsible because she wasn't able to overcome her anxiety. I'm never able to overcome my anxiety. That's a whole different game. Once List learned that, though, I'm sure they'll have a shot at mending their broken bridge.
できた溝を修復するのは容易なことじゃないかもだけど、
It might be tough to cross the rift that was formed between them.
俺は長い目で応援するよ。
But
兄
I'm
には
rooting for
幸
them
せ
in the
になって
long
ほしい
term.
からね。
I want my brother to find happiness.
というか、うまく元鞘に収まってくれないと俺が困る。
Game isn't gaming, their logic -3 to 10. I don't know what you're talking about. Everything's logical. I'd hate if their second chance at happiness doesn't bear fruit.
万が一リストが君に言い寄ってきたら最悪。
It's a big if, but if List ever starts wooing you, it'd be a nightmare. I'd be pretty happy about it. I think I'd be fine. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is probably... After as if declaring he'd never hand me over to anyone, he wound his arms tightly around me. I gently patted his head as a weary smile came across my face. Come on, that's impossible. He was only teasing you the whole time.
いや、君は自分の魅力をちっとも分かってない。
I needs it. You're completely oblivious to how charming you are.
今後もいろんな男が言い寄ってくるだろうけど、絶対に渡さないから。
I'm sure a lot of men will vie for your attention, but I'm never ever letting you go.
君に触れていいのも、口説いていいのも俺だけ。
We need to post this in thirsty, don't we? I'm the only one who's allowed to touch or hit on you. Seriously. And hey, there's no need for you to hit on me now since we're together.
それでも嫌なんだってば。そのポジションは俺だけのだもん。
Liyan, stop being so fucking cute. I don't want to see anyone else do that. Those privileges belong to me alone. You're pouting. Sometimes Liyan acted really cool and dashing, like during his showdown with List, but other times he'd whine and sulk like a child. I could never get bored when I was with him. Our efforts from now on would decide the extent of our happiness together. And it was going to be a fun road from the looks of it. Dang, it's so cute. I'm doing it wrong. Right, one question, Liyan. Why were you always so frivolously with me, saying love you and you're adorable all the time? If you acted more grounded... Hang on. I know Liyan's adorable. This is pretty much the best. See, this is... My sister, fun fact, was like, you should probably just stop playing Cupid Parasite, because I was telling her how frustrating it is. I'm like, dude. And she's all like, nah. If you acted more grounded and sincere like you do with other female guests, I might have actually fallen for you faster, you know? I voiced the question that had weighed on my mind for a while. Liyan blinked blankly as if he didn't
だっ
understand.
て特別な相手には他の人と違う対応するのが当然でしょ。
Isn't it normal to treat your special someone different from others? And that's what caused all of that.
まあ、俺も方向性間違えたかなって思った時もあったけど。
At the time, I did think I'd gone about it the wrong way.
でもあれはあれで良かったと思ってるよ。
Yeah, my dream had been to already be on Alan's route by Friday, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Looking back, I think my choice worked out in a sense. I mean, I could do the end of Liyan's and then Alest and then end this stream and start Keep Parasite. We need to savor this game. Looking back, I think my choice worked out in a sense.
君のいろんな顔が見られたからね。
How long do you plan to stream today? I have plans at 5 and it's almost 1. So about 4 more hours. After all, I get to see all kinds of expressions on your face.
怒ったり呆れたり叱ったり。君があんな顔するのは俺にだけ。
You get mad, you were exasperated, you scold me. There were all reactions reserved for me alone.
そういう意味でずっと俺は君の特別な枠にいられたんだから。
Should I do Alest and then go to Shelby, or should I just finish Liyan's and go to Shelby? How long do you think Alest's was? I just forgot the name of the prince just now. Colovis's was just about an hour. Alest can wait, to be honest. We'll do Alest Ending and go to Shelby. Okay, cool. In a way, I managed to claim a special place in your world for the longest time.
あれ
I mean, Colovis and Alest were like
俺
little
なんか変だった
specks in this route. I feel like it makes sense to put them together. Why the sudden silence? Did I act weird or something? You are weird. I wouldn't call it weird. You're more beyond my comprehension. One thing was clear, however. I was willing to bet that Liyan was a very, very troublesome guy. Hey, Liyan. With another weary smile, I gingerly touched the arm wrapped around me. You don't have to worry about things like that anymore, okay? From now on, you and I will always be the most... You will always be the most special person in my world. It's like 1 to 2 hours max. 2 hours max for sure. I don't think it's that long. Colovis's was like an hour-ish. And I think we got really distracted when we did it, which is why it took longer. Liyan sucked in a sharp breath. He buried his face in my neck and whispered in a voice so soft it nearly melted into the air.
やばい。どうしよ
This is bad. I need help. You do. What's wrong?
う。泣きそう。幸せすぎて。
I'm so happy I'm about to cry. Feel free to cry all you want, but make sure to savor all your happiness too. I acted cold and aloof to you for a long time, Liyan. We got so distracted. Colovis's route, I was like, come on, but then he didn't turn and I was so disappointed. To make up for all that, I'll repeat it over and over again. I love you.
もう。
Seriously? The arm around me gave me a big squeeze, and as his hold tightened further, he was careful to not hurt me, but at the same time, he clung to me tightly with all of his heart. It was a bit suffocating, but also pleasant. I relinquished myself to it, and the corners of my eyes softened.
ね
Leah, yeah.
え、キスしていい
Can I kiss you? Go ahead. He raised his head from my shoulder and brushed his lips against mine. A gentle warmth landing on my lips like a fluttering petal. Oh my god. I want. The two of us stared at each other's eyes and exchanged smiles. Until only a little while ago, I would have never predicted that my relationship with Liyan would have changed so dramatically. I need this too. Like, he's so beautiful. Like that? Oh goodness. It's her face too. Like her face looks better like this too. Oh my goodness. Oh, you just saw my real form for like a bit, like it was a dream. You know what that means. Roll credits. just for a friend age. Wait, what do you mean real form? Until only a little while ago, I would have never predicted that my relationship with Liyan would have changed so dramatically. Hey Liyan, I was right, wasn't I? Even if it's scary, taking a step forward and being willing to change was worth it, right?
さすが。サーカスで世界中を旅した人は言うことが違うよ。
Definitely. The advice of someone who traveled the world as a circus member is incredibly effective. Alright, I should make this clear too. Liyan stared at me in confusion and I directed a brilliant smile at him. Thank you for your love all this time. I know it might be the norm for parents, but loving someone and staying in love with the same person is amazing in my eyes, so I will love you forever and ever. I won't lose to you, Liyan. Oh, yes. Sorry, my brain went to Liyan, not Corby, and I was like, what do you mean? Yeah, I'm so mad. I thought he had grown up, and I was like, oh, perfect, he grew up, and now he's like, hey, girl, I'm older than you. See, I'm 18. And then, no. This time, there was no words. He kissed me hard as if throwing all his overflowing emotions into me. Give me that, CG, please. Stop it. I welcome his affection, which only grew by the day, with open arms. I spotted a single blooming chloris out of the corner of my eyes, and a small chuckle escaped my lips. I should get him to make pancakes for me again sometime. I was sure that I'd bloom a chloris again. And as thanks for the delicious treat, I would give it to him. Leah.
好き。大好き。どれだけ伝えても足りないくらい。
I love you so much. No matter how many times I put it into words, it's not
君が
enough.
好き。
That's how much I love you. I love you very much too. Same, dude. I had to make up for all the affection that had slipped through my fingers until now. Faced with his direct, passionate love, I knew my love would continue to grow and flourish forever. The end. I already miss him. I want more of him. I know, right? It's not fair. I want more Jinia. I want more Jinia. I want Jinia all the time. Jinia is who I dream about. I want that man. I want that man so bad. Like, this man, like, he can dress like this. I want him both ways. I want a gender fluid, sexy ass man, gorgeous ass man. I want it. I want it. My heart is broken now. You're the one who redeemed for this. I was gonna save Liyan for the middle of my stuff. For the record, I was getting stuff so I could try and make a neck tattoo for his route, but I didn't have it in time. Alest! I don't regret it. One night after another day of work whizzed by, I stocked up and returned to the tavern. With silence as my company, I looked over my schedule for the next day. I could have used a pen. I was gonna make it look nice. I didn't want just to draw on my neck. Be like the girl from Mean Girls. I'm not doing this. All the paperwork is ready, so after a final check, I'll go submit them. There's an important meeting in the afternoon. I can use it for Sheen anyways. So I need to watch Jinia like a hawk. It seemed that my hectic days were far from over. The ringing of the hanging doorbell pulled me back to the present. My apologies. We're currently closed.
すまない。客として訪れたわけではないんだ。
I miss Eves. We all know who I miss. I don't have to remind you. Pardon me. I'm afraid I'm not here as a customer. Alice!
突然押しかけて申し訳ないな。
Sorry for barging in without
この
notice.
後少しだけ相談したいことがあるのだが、都合はどうだ
I
ろうか。
miss Sheen. I miss his ass. I miss his ass too. Like, literally his ass. Yeah, like that. How do you get a lab coat to do that? There is something I'd like to discuss with you quickly. Do you have a minute? I wondered what it was about. Has Jinya disappeared again? Yeah, I'm free. Please, have a seat. I'll make us something warm
Ah.
to drink.
ありがとう。
I shall, thank you.
グルトラ産の茶葉にオリエンスの天然水か。素材へのこだわりが感じられるな。
His ass was so powerful it had its own orbit. I believe it. Tea leaves from Kultura and spring water from Oden's. I can feel your dedication to high quality ingredients. Alice relished in the aroma of my freshly brewed black tea, sitting back to admire Labir's
相
interior.
変わらず落ち着くいい店だ。
This tavern is always such a pleasant, homey place.
ここで育った君が気遣いのできる好ましい性格なこともうなずける。
I can see how growing up here would lead to someone becoming as considerate and warm as you. Alice, you're gonna make me blush. Like, oh my god. Aww. Since I'd prepared him tea as an acquaintance and not as a waitress, I told him he didn't need to pay. But being the dutiful man he was, Alice left payment on the counter anyways.
さて、相談とは他でもない。
I shall cut to the heart of the matter.
今度開かれる記念式典の当日、君たちサーカスに再び公演をしてもらいたいんだ。
The clown streamer, I know she's a big fan of Alice. She'll be happy for this. Oh, what is she playing right now? Did she not finish Radiant Tale so she could also be like me and ruin her life and run right into another Radiant Tale game? She's not. She's more considerate of her life and time than I am. On the day of the ceremony, I wish for Circus to perform once again. By perform, you mean like when we toured around the country?
ああ、式典を開くにあたって民からの要望が特に多かったのだ。
It's been the most requested event since the citizens learned of the
あの日
festivities.
見たサーカスのショーをもう一度見てみたいとな。
Many are saying they hope to once again partake in Circus's marvelous performance.
王もその意見に賛同され、すでにビリオには連絡を取って各地のメンバーを回収予定だ。
The king expressed his agreement, and we have already contacted Vilio, who will collect all the scattered members. That means I'll get to see everyone again! She finished the first game before you. She was supposed to stream the fan disc last week, but taking a guess, she's probably busy or sick. It's fair. I'm like teetering on having a sore throat for the last few days, which is why like the last stream I kept coughing and having to turn off my thing. I'm almost sick. I'm getting close. It was a bolt from the blue, and I placed a hand on my chest to calm my racing heart. I recalled the brilliant smile that bloomed on our audience's faces, illuminated by the stage lights. Though the journey was over, I'd returned home. The emotions that brimmed over in my heart that day were still so vivid.
頼めるだろうか。
Can I count on your participation? No. Please, yeah, let me join in. Yeah.
そう言ってくれると思っていたよ。
I knew you would say that.
ちなみにこれはコリブス王子の要望でもあってな。
On that note, His Highness also wishes for a repeat
サー
performance.
カスが公演をするなら自分もステージに立ちたいとおっしゃっている。
He said that if Circus is performing again, he wants to stand on stage if possible. You mean Prince Culavis wants to participate as a performer?
なあ、王子が何かを望むなどこれまでほぼなかったことだ。
Until now, the prince has rarely ever asked for anything because he's been in a comatose state.
私としては叶えて差し上げたいが。
For that reason, I hope to grant his request, but Alice hesitated. He looked torn.
病み上がりの王子に賞などと苦言を呈する大臣も多い。
Many ministers have voiced their objections, saying that the prince is recovering and shouldn't exert himself.
それに君たちの行うショーは一朝一夕でどうにかなるようなものでもないだろう。
Furthermore, your show is not something you can prepare for overnight, are they? That's a good point. Each member of Circus came to the table with their own unique talent, but even they practice extensively before the show.
なのでまずはプロデューサーである君の意見を聞こうと思った次第だ。
Therefore, I thought I should first ask your opinion as Circus's producer.
どうだろう。君から見て王子の参加は可能だろうか。
What do you think? Is the prince's participation feasible in your eyes? Well, it would be difficult. Toad's hard. We may face some hurdles, like finding practice time in his packed schedule, but I would love for the prince to join us. As the producer, I'll figure it out somehow.
本当か？
Really? His face lit up and I gave a firm nod. I learned many things on my journey with circus. Ahs and thrills I'd never had experienced if I stayed in my normal box like I used to obsess over. I closed my eyes and sifted through my memories. I recalled the day I departed from this tavern and the day I came back home. Many will watch our show and many will leave with a smile. I want the prince to feel that too. I paused and met Alice's gaze with determination. At the moment, I don't think I want the prince to be a guest performer. My hope is that he can join us as a full-fledged member of circus. And if that sounds acceptable, I shall reprise my role as producer and help in any way I can.
無論だ。ありがとう。
Of course. Thank you, Leah. You are so welcome, Alice.
君に
Anything
任
for
せ
you,
ら
my
れるのであ
guy.
れば、これ以上の適任はいない。
There is no one better suited for the role than
王
you.
子も張り切っておられる。最高のショーにしてほしい。
The prince is full of motivation as well. Please turn it into the best show possible. I will. Watch and see. I nodded resolutely before whipping out my notepad to brainstorm. Prince Gullivis is royalty, so he can use a variety of elements, right? I think we can make it a visually stunning show, just like we did back in the
ああ、
day.
私も話は聞いている。水の演出が見事だったと。
I have heard accounts that the water exhibit was a sight to behold. Other than that, we could go for a cute theme similar to what we did in Kalita. We could assemble Roddy and other Fae, while the prince is the central performer. He can dance with the tiny fluffy critters and... Alice jolted to his feet, knocking his chair over with a clatter. Then he swooped in towards me.
君に四大精霊の祝福あれ。
I was waiting for this CG. Look at this. Like here for Liyan. Got Alest instead. Oops. May you have the blessing of the four great spirits. Huh? He grabbed my hand ecstatically and stared at me, eyes flaring with ardent
た
passion.
だでさえ愛らしい王子に子供たちに大人気のモフモフ系幻獣を組み合わせるとは。
The prince is already adorable and charming, but now you can plan on pairing him with the fluffy fae or so popular with children.
いや、悪魔の発想だ。
He's giving Papa right now, but he doesn't look like Dio. Only a genius, no, only the most cunning and wicked demon could craft such an idea.
想像しただけでわかる。目に入れても痛くないとはまさにこのこと。
Just imagine it in my mind is enough to tell me one truth. This is what they mean when they say the apple of my eye.
いや待て、私の想像などでは王子の素晴らしさが再現できるはずはない。
No, wait, my lowly imagination could never recreate the prince's unmatched charm.
王子がステージに立つその日は記念すべき日であるとともに
The day the prince stands on stage will be the day to remember. You'll be going. Okay, Quinn. Have a lovely day.
私の命日となっても何ら悔いはない
Even if it becomes the day I breathe my last breath, I will have absolutely no regrets. Please calm down. Your face is really close. Like, so close. Like, in fact, is there a table between us? Like, how are you doing this? Oh, wait, you can't see the hang on. Let me turn off my camera for a second so you can see this table that's literally underneath him. Like, he's leaning over the table to do this. Like, that's dedication, to say the least. Oh god, I lost the camera. Oh. The next moment, Alice snapped out of it.
すまないあまりに素晴らしい発想でつい熱が入ってしまった
My apologies, your idea was so out of this world that I couldn't help but get invested. I'm honored to hear that. More importantly, could you let go of me now, please? I glanced at my hand, which was clutched in his firm grip.
ああそうだな
Oh, right. Alice reacted as if he had only just realized what he was doing. I gently released my hand.
突然女性の手を掴むなど少々マナー違反だったな
This was a little rude of me, grabbing the hand of a lady without her permission.
申し訳ないことをした
My sincerest apologies, my guy. Oh, it's fine. I fanned my burning cheeks. I'm glad he came when we were closed. Feeling relieved from the bottom of my heart, I let out a long sigh. That's the end, right? We're done. We did it. Time passed by in a flurry after the ceremony was announced. As the big day approached, the streets were strung with cheerful decorations. The shops along the main street trimmed their eaves with beautiful garlands and put up posters advertising celebratory discounts. Merchants from other cities swooped in one after another, and with them came numerous pop-up stalls in the town square. The day finally arrived.
我らがコリブス王子に
A toast to our noble prince
ビゴニア王の知性に
and to the peaceful reign of our king.
乾杯
Kanpai! Cheers! A salute of guns marked the start of the festivities that morning, followed by King Begonia's opening address. Arthier was now overflowing with smiles and delight on a scale never seen before.
らっしゃいらっしゃい
I miss Arthier.
ヘルス名物の移動式屋台だよ
I want to date
食べ歩きに
Arthier.
はもってこいだ
Welcome, welcome. Stop by the food cart straight from Paris. If you like eating on the go, you mustn't miss
ウ
out.
ェルスビールにはやっぱチキンだな
Can't have a mug of Ferris beer without fried chicken. Under broad daylight, citizens clinked their mugs against one another and pushed every single treat they could find.
仕事こんなめでたい日にそんなもんやってられるか
Work? Are you for real? Who would do something like that on a day of celebration? Some threw all work out the window and joined in the merriment, declaring that it was a party without regard to duty or status.
オリエンスで当たると評判の人相占いはいかがかしら
In
どうぞどう
Odin-
ぞ寄っていらして
In Odin's, everyone knows my face. Readings and my face readings are frightening accurate, so why not stop by and give it a go? You won't regret it. Those who'd come all wait, we already had this. Have we? Is this? Okay, I thought so. I'm like, I read this. This has all happened before. There we go. I was like, I know all these words. I glanced out the window, which was lathered with a faint layer of fog. The plaza in front of the castle was right below, dappled with lights flickering away restlessly. Listen, I'm forgetful. I came to a halt in the corridor and admired the distinct cityscape. The day felt like something out of a dream. King Vagonia opening address had marked the beginning of the ceremony. As the sun climbed high in the sky, Prince Clovis had stood on stage with Circus for our special show. When the curtains of the night fell, thunderous applause filled the air as the king and the prince gave words of thanks to their people. 2 hours had ticked by since the closing announcement, and now the night was no longer young. Yet the boisterous chatter of partygoers filtered into my ears from the plaza as though in protest of the inevitable end. Now then, I only have a bit of work left, so I've got to soldier on. After a big stretch, I made to continue on my way. Big stretch.
だいぶお疲れのようだな。
You seem rather fatigued. Oh, Mo. Eep. Something cold pressed against my cheek and I jumped on the spot. Oh, Alice.
すまない。そんなに驚かれるとは。
My apologies. I didn't expect that you'd be so surprised. With a rueful smile, he reached out to offer a beverage in a lidded cup. I thanked him and accepted it and then dipped my head in apology. Sorry, I thought I was alone.
いや、私もまさか君がいるとは思わなかった。
It's alright. I myself was startled when I caught sight of you. Why? Because she looked like a ghost?
今夜は皆、街で騒いでいるか、疲れて休んだと思っていたが。なぜここに？
I assumed that everyone was either enjoyed the festivities in town or had retired for the evening. Why are you here? I was returning the mystic tools we used during the show and sorting through paperwork. Are you still working too, Alice?
まあ、残っている書類の処理と衛兵への軽い差し入れだ。
Yes, I was dealing with leftover paperwork and handing out light refreshments to the guards.
仕事で祭典に行けなかった者たちもいるからな。
Some were unable to participate in the ceremony due to work, you see. Oh, you're so kind. I thanked him again before sipping my drink. The tang of lemon was pleasant and refreshing. The two of us stood side by side, admiring the view outside. That was when Alice spoke up.
まだまだ皆、騒ぎ足りないようだ。
Seems everyone is still reluctant to put the festival behind them.
興奮冷めやらぬ気持ちもよくわかる。
I can understand why their thrill refuses to settle.
王や王子の演説はもちろん、サーカスの公演も見事だった。
The king's and the prince's speeches were splendid, of course, but so was Circus's show. Were you watching as well?
当然だとも。王子の晴れ舞台だったのだから。
Of course, it was a monumental event for the prince. The very memory of the prince standing there on stage was enough to bring tears to my eyes. He said, and his raving snowballed from there. As I listened to Alice's monologue, something came to mind, so I took the opportunity to interject. By the way, have you gotten any rest, Alice? Dinia mentioned you've been overworking yourself lately. He told me to force you to rest if I ever found you, no matter what it takes.
あいつ、余計なことを。
That guy's poking his nose into other people's business again. Somewhat flustered, Alice broke eye contact. With narrowed eyes, I stepped forward and he raised his hand in surrender with a wary smile.
わかったわかった。
Okay, okay.
式典も終わったことだし、この後はゆっくり休ませてもらう。
The ceremony's over. I shall get plenty of rest after this. It's a promise, okay? If I find out you lied to me, I'll stick to you like glue next time and watch over you till you fall asleep. I punctuated my joke, threatening with a chuckle, then studied his reaction. He wore an oddly serious expression, appearing to contemplate something. Is something on your mind?
なるほど。
I see.
ありだな。
Not bad, actually. I stared at him blankly, and he placed his hands on my shoulders as our gazes locked.
ジーニアなどやめて、私の秘書になる気はないか。
Leah, how about you toss that fool aside, Junia aside, and become my secretary? What?
君も今言っただろう。眠るまで監視すると。
You said it yourself. You'll watch over me until I fall
恥ずか
asleep.
しい話だが、私はこと私生活においては自己管理に欠ける部分がある。
Office romance, but in the weirdest way possible. Yeah, you'll watch me sleep. Though I was ashamed to admit it, I was aware that I'm solely lacking when it comes to caring for myself in my private life.
なので常にそばで支えてくれる秘書がいたらありがたいと
For that
以前
reason,
から思っていたんだ。
I've been thinking for some time that having a secretary to support me by my side at all times would be a great help. Someone to support Alest by his side at all times in his private life. Hang on. Would you really call that a secretary?
君に異論がなければ早速ジーニアのところへ乗り込もう。
If you have no objections, let's waste no time. We'll march over to Ginia right now.
彼女は私がもらうとはっきり言ってやらねば。
Office romance should have been simply kissed. It was implied we were going to get it, and yet all the romance happened outside of the office, and some of it was not the greatest romance I've ever seen. I need to make it clear to him that you'll be mine from now on, Leah. If you put it that way, people will get the wrong idea. As I desperately pulled on his arm to stop him, I had no hands left to facepalm in exasperation. Alice is a responsible man with a sense of duty. He's a capable coworker and a reliable friend. But sometimes he charges blindly like a bull when he has an idea. That was a surprising side of his that I discovered after we started working together. Calm down first, please. I have my work to think about, my responsibilities. Is this his route? Yes, it is. It's Tommy Jam 2024 entries. Oh. We can't make such decisions on the spot. We have to talk it through. It's still loading the thing.
そうか。そうだな。手続きよりも先にやらねばならないことがあるか。
Okay, alright. Deadly Desires, Love Starved, a dark fantasy horror romance demo. Is that like Touch Start? What the heck? Cupid's chat room. Find your true love with the help of Cupid's chat room, a mysterious server that won't let you leave. Good lord, everyone at the reunion for my religious all-girls school is a trans man and they're hot? What a name! Oh my god. Rekindled. Oh. The description doesn't give me anything to go off of. Venus, what would you do as a new goddess of love? Under the Thorn, I already downloaded that one. Velvet Bites, I think I downloaded that demo too. Adventure in Clary Rune. Keep your heart on your sleeve, but remember to keep your name to your chest. Hang on, should I go over here? Hang on. Hang on. Here, we'll do it this way, that way y'all can see it. Well, that's not great. Alright. What's next? Okay, what haven't I read yet? My dating... Oh, no, wait, I didn't read the next one. I'm pretty sure I downloaded that one. Adventures in Clarius, keep your heart on your sleeves. My dating agency demo. Play as a matchmaker who can steal the heart of their clients for herself. Okay. To become a Tengu. You're turning into a giant crow, but you gotta do a sales presentation for your office on Wednesday. What would you do? Mirage Noir, detective visual novel focused on found family. Chromatic Gap, a horror tome boy love, the world of the painting awaits you. Fujiri, cute but sometimes mature school slice of life. Office Crush dating simulator, okay. Everfall, a romantic tale about a human trapped in a changeling body. Oh, that looks cool. I saw Blurdy play the Saintess of Golden Bow and Snow White Ash demo. I gotta watch a VOD of Mirage Noir and Fuji Wadi Bittersweet remake. I need to download the expansion for Snow White Ashes so I can play it. I haven't done that yet. Gotcha date. Arcane Dice Wars. Gotcha date. Another chance at love. Codename Project Dolphin demo. Click something so it's like freeze. Rectifier in Bloom, Meant to Be Studios, Romance 7 Sinful Men, and This Epic Fantasy Adventure. Crimson Threads of Fate. Do you believe in the red string of fate? I will play anything with that as a theme. Can I click this? Open in a new window. I already saw the original Ofuji Bittersweet like a couple of years ago. Oh. Oh, these look like it was inspired by Cult of the Lamb. Take 2, a story about second chance with a sprinkling of stardom. Aw, Asia. Asia can't read now. Asia has a minute. We'll read one more. Oh wait, I forgot I changed this. It slipped my mind. Some things are of higher priority than former
まず
proceedings.
はジーニアよりも私
Wait
を
for
好きに
Asia
な
to
って
get
もら
back.
うということから始めよう。
Start with, I gotta make you like me more than Jinya. I have a feeling this is going in a really weird direction, but sure, I guess. I have to make you like me more than Jinya? It's not possible, Alice. I will never like you more than I like Jinya. Hear me out. I mustn't look utterly spent as I heaved a small sigh. It was then that I noticed Alice looking out the window.
ではその第一歩として君にいいことを教えよう。
Then, as the very first step, I shall let you in on something nice. What's that?
こちらへ来てくれ。
Follow me. Alice led me gently by the hand, and we stepped into a silent room with no occupants. She gestured for me to gaze out the window, and when I did... Oh my god! Okay. That doesn't even look like Alice. Oh my goodness. Alright. Now that it's back, Asia can... Like, that's beautiful. That doesn't look like the man we're talking about. Here I was just trying to look away and see that CG. Well, I stopped doing the Atome names since you were talking about the ad. You're the one who sent the link. I felt like you deserve to be here while I read them out loud. Now we get this beautiful CG to look at while we read the rest of these. There's not very many more to go. Wait, you can't love me when your academic rival wants to confess to you. Just what are you supposed to say? Crimson waves of the Emerald Sea, Armor Fiend Moon. The curse of the vampirism doesn't come cheap. Hell yeah. Corporate Crush. Is that finally the game I've always wanted? A Slice of Life Atome game with mundane happenings? Mundane. Is love a crime? Infiltrate a mob syndicate. I don't know. That maybe. Sanguine vows. For better or worse, you are selected as the chosen force to participate in the ceremony. Potion panic. Escape the clutches of a love potion. Oh god, there's other game jams. This needs to stop. The Whale Island, I did install the demo for that. Love limit. What if your blind date turned out to be an alien? What if, right? Text your life. Why did you kiss that night? Who did you kiss that night? Hide my love. Hide your love from Oshi roller coaster like comedy. Ardency, heart of the rebellion. In the heart of war, will you love turn into the tides of war? Neverland. That looks beautiful. What the heck? Peter Pan? Okay. Saintness of the goddess bow. Don't forget to write. Graduate around the corner. Can't hold my feelings. Help Monica win the heart of her dream man. Navigate through a night of romance and wine. This looks adorable as well. Love and logo. Logos? Get isekai'd into ancient Greece. Daughter of a scoundrel. Lost and found. There's always a game jam going on. Some for visual novels like Boy Love, short visual novels, Ace, Jam, Yuri, Jam, Horror. I need horror jams, hear me out. High fashion, Halation demo. For fuck's sake, another Northern Duke? Isekai slice of life. I'm a little, oh god, wait, there's more. Oh, I can't do this forever, hang on. I'm gonna start reading the ones that look cute to me. Wind Runner, that looks adorable. Celestine, 1 of the 11. I thought we were near the end. There's another game jam for another type of game, of course. I can only care for visual novel jams. That's fair. Childhood Love, a heartwarming romantic comedy, Atome. Heart Depth demo. Wishing Star, that looks so much like Sailor Moon. I like it, I like it. Cryptids, Esoteric, you're a fresh graduate who just arrived at the city, and people seem interested. Okay. Belto looks cute. Oh my gosh, how many are there? Oh no, you're right, this is a nightmare. It's wonderful, but it's a nightmare. Blush Me Frog, say less. Oh my god, a thrilling tale of a romantic vampire. This is also, oh. Okay. Love a la carte. A la carte. Okay. The villainess wants a dress. Heartstrings. Thumbelina. Ooh, save me. Okay, I told you it's horrible. Here's the ones I opened up. This one looked cute because it said Neverland. I'm a baby when it comes to Neverland. Alright. This guy looks great. Look at that guy. Oh my god, look at that. Oh, he looks so cute. Okay. 4 slippers! Oh my god, that's adorable. Okay. I didn't realize I could click on this and it would load things, question mark. Oh, there we go. Look how cute! Oh my goodness. Okay, this sky, hot damn. 2025, that hurts me, but okay. I'm adding them to my list right now. Like, this one looks beautiful. Like, look at him. Oh my god. If you tell me something's based off Alice in Wonderland or Peter Pan, I'm there. I'm so there. That's like my favorite stuff. But now for the real show, which we're finishing Alice's route, and then I'm going to take a 5-minute break so I can start the next one. We've already got enough games in 2024. We have so much in 2024. In fact, right now, Haruoki is what's coming out next, and I'm debating if I want to play that or not. I'm getting the game. Do I want to play it? I could play Bustria Hana, which I've had on my computer for a year now almost. Or I could play Calyrex Malice, which is a fan disc. This is the year of fan disc. And that means I get to listen to Seaweed Head's voice again. And you know what? I'm never upset with him. But oh my god. This CG is great. It does not look like Alice, by the way. But she looks beautiful. I love the fireworks. Light raced up the canvas of the night sky, shone brightly overhead, then burst into bloom. It's so beautiful.
もともと民への祝砲としてこの時間に打ち上げる予定だった。
These were scheduled to launch around this time as a sort of salute to the citizens.
これは私が独自に進めたことでな。
It's a project
職人と
I led
最低限の関係者以
independently,
外
only
王や
craftsmen
王子にも知らせていない。
and minimal staff know. Not even the prince and king are aware. I cast my gaze downward. A crowd of people had noticed the sound and were pointing up at the sky in unison. We watched the second flower of light bloom bloom in the sky, then a third, and then Alice said something in a soft
最初の
murmur.
一輪を見られたのは私と君だけかもしれないな。
Perhaps the two of us are the only ones who saw the very first bloom. Wink, wink. The third bloom as a cue, one flower after another, sprang to life with a series of crackling pops. Brilliant petals of light spread wide in the sky, and my cheeks grew rosy beneath the vivid glow, and then a shimmering flower unfolded right before my eyes. Ah, a chloris! It was a mystic flower that came into being when you felt elated from the bottom of your heart. I cradled the chloris gingerly before turning back to face Alice. Wow, they're getting so many. What the heck? It's a very small flower compared to the magnificent ones in the sky, but please accept this chloris as my thanks. For a moment, he stared at me with wide eyes. Then a tender smile rose to his
参っ
face.
たな。
Looks like I'm in
私
trouble.
を好いてもらうどころかその逆になってしまいそうだ。
I was supposed to win your affections, but our roles may be reversed at this rate. Game, stop being pretty. Never.
いや、なんでもない。
Like the art, right? Like, look how pretty this is. Look at these colors. It looks like a painting. Ignore me.
この花は私にとってあの空に咲く大輪の花よりも
I have
ずっ
a
と
feeling
大きな
that
ものに
this
なりそうだ。
blossom will grow into something much more significant than the flowers in the
ありが
sky.
とう。
Thank you, Leah. You're welcome, Alest. Alest End. I'm going to add the marker from when we got distracted and talked about other games. But you know what? Not bad, not bad. And look at all those cute games we can play now. The heck? Nice. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to do an end chat, and then I'm going to do my BRB screen while I switch games, so be prepared. I'm not actually leaving, guys, for all of you who already know. So this is me just saying bye, and thank you for watching the Radiant Tale VOD. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, you can check me out on Twitch. I stream about 3 times a week, and if you are on Twitch, remember, you can always check out the VODs on YouTube if you want to see what's happening. Now we are going to take a short pause, and I will be back to play Cupid Parasite. So pretend this is a starting screen, but it's the BRB screen, which is so cute. Look how cute it is!